All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Chak double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who rule well, and also honor and salutations to those of you who are the hopeful elect and are out there teaching the word of sincerity and truth. All right, so I just wanted to do a really quick show on the goings on and I guess I don't even know if I would say the goings on in the economy as much as I should say like it's a part of the economy, but what's going on in the everyday shoppers lifestyle. When I say shoppers, I mean like when you're going into brick and mortar stores, right? When you're going into Walmart, whatever your local grocery store might be, Stop and Shop, Price Chopper, or Piggly Wigglies, or whatever the local grocery store chain is in your area, and how that lifestyle is changing, and it's 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 conditioning to what's coming down the pike. Um, I was in Walmart yesterday afternoon, and this is probably the third time it's happened where they got these in Walmart. I don't know what it's like in every other Walmart, but I'm sure it's the same where they got excuse me where they this I'm sure it's the same where they got these they got a couple of self checkout like lines, like they're like the traditional line with the conveyor belt, but it's just you're checking out your own things, and then they have like a whole like section of these other self checkouts that don't have the conveyor belt, and it's really meant for you to get in and out. So if you got like two or three things, you can scan them real quick, pay, and go. All right. So usually on those machines, you could pay however you want. You could either pay with your debit or credit card, or you could pay cash. But lately in Walmart, a lot of those machines are only taking credit card, right? And they had the little lady sitting there. She goes, "Are you paying with cash or card?" And if they say cash, then she'll send them to a certain machine, or if they say credit, she'll send them to a different machine. And I noticed it was early in the morning, but the line was a little longer than usual. So I said, "What the hell is going on right here?" So when I saw her, I understood what was going on. And it's funny, if you was paying with your card, boom, you you went right straight through, got you a machine, pay and bounce. But if you was paying with cash, she was like, "Oh, it's gonna be a little second," because they only had one machine that was working for cash, and there's this so the reason for that, I think, if I had to guess, is that there's this quote national chain shortage unquote, right? And people are going around um, thinking that we're running out of coin. When you say coin, so here's what I want to say. Coin shortage is a very specific term, right? Because you're basically saying that you're running out of coins, right? When you say there's a shortage of something, right? Now, if it's the case where a coin shortage, you mean that there aren't many in circulation, then that's fine, right? But coin shortage is a little ridiculous statement to make, right? Because for one, right? If I mean, I want to make sure I say this the right way, right? Because this is important. What I want to say. I was talking to when I say somebody at work, it's always the same person. So I think I've mentioned that before. But I was talking to my man over there on the other side of the cubicle, and he uh, he said, "Yeah, well, what's the deal with this national chain shortage?" He said, "If COVID-19 has had the effect on the country like they say it has, then that means we're using less of the coins because first of all, people haven't been outside going shopping anyway because they don't want to catch COVID. And there was a period in time where you weren't like all these stores were closed. They weren't even open at all. Like restaurants and the places where you can like Walmart stayed open, grocery stores stayed open, but there were a lot of stores that were closed. And he said that shouldn't that mean that we have more coins because less people were using them? And I said to him, that's a damn good question. That is a damn good question. If there's indeed this this coin this not coin shortage, but if there's been this case where we've all been inside the house, then there should be more coins or for use. Not necessarily that doesn't mean that coins are going to be minted because nobody's using them. But what it means is that if there's less people using coins, then there should be at least the same amount of coins that were already in circulation. What about the coins that were already in the register, right? What about the coins that were already in the banks? Like, because that's a lot of those stores, what they do is they'll take the coins and they get wrapped and they get brought to the bank. And then the bank cashes them in, right, for that store. And And so now the banks are having a coin shortage, the stores are having a coin shortage, and it's all horseshit, right? This is a crashing of our current system that we've come accustomed to, where you have cash money, and there's been uh, a national, not a national, that's not the word I want to use, a progression of things that are happening to lead into one thing, and that one thing is the chip. All right, the chip is going to be that new form of currency. All right, and this is what they are leading into. They are leading into a new way, right? And all the things that we're going through, and Elder Adama had done a show about it as well, in regards to the mask. This is all conditioning to prepare you for this new way of life. Using the chip, this new way of you can't enter unless you have your temperature checked, or you can't enter um, unless you've got a mask on. This is all conditioning. It's all conditioning and preparation for this new enterprise that they have planned for. So I wanna um I wanna go to all of these. There's a couple of different ones I want to show. So this was this is I just googled national chain shortage, and I looked up some images because I knew they would have like these pictures that are outside of the stores of these different things, right? All right, so look at this, look at this. So I was gonna say something, but I'll leave that out. But all right, so credit or exact change. Due to national change shortage, rounded change may be given. Exact change or credit debit cards appreciated due to national coin shortage. Right. So this is the conditioning. And look, I mean, this is not just uh, one store. Look at it. These are all different signs. Probably from Texas. I should have looked and see where you were from, but it's obviously in different stores. This could be the same city, but it's all you know, um, um, from these different stores, right? A national chain shortage, which is retarded, right? Because like people aren't keeping change. People don't save change anymore. People been using debit cards for quite some time. So what it begs the question, what is causing the change shortage, right? But yeah, we know that it's all conditioning, man. Right? So here's the one I wanted to show as well with these temperature scanners. Now, we have one at my place of employment, and what I found interesting is like when I think I had been assigned to I can't remember if it was that time or if it was the other time I was just sitting there talking to the person who was assigned to check the scanner. Um, but what I noticed is if you look at this picture right here, this is just coming to me right now. I didn't plan to say this, but if you look at this picture right here, um, it has a face recognition, right? And what I mean is like when like even when somebody's walking by, this little square box it moves right to the person's face, even if the person's not in the temperature reading location, right? If at my place, I don't know if it's just like this or everywhere, but you have to stand in a certain spot in front of this thing right here. I don't even know exactly what that is, and then it's kind of like gives a beam across this thing in the camera. But I personally believe, right, that this is more so facial recognition, right? Um, and that thing it like shoots around. If there's like two or three people like that are in the view of the camera picks up every person's face, right? Every face that crosses by that camera, the camera picks it up, right? So this is again all conditioning, man. Now, and as I mentioned this before, we have a little market right down in the cafe or whatever you want to call it, and you can get chips and sandwiches and drinks and coffee and all kinds of stuff. And when we first got it, we had like little cards, right? And you can scan your card on the machine, and you can add money to it or whatnot. Or you could use your debit card, or you could use cash, right? And it was a machine that it kind of so here, again, this is my theory on it. You could put money in the machine, but it didn't give you back change. So if your purchase was 3.89, right? You got a bag of, I don't know, trail mix, and it was 3.89. You put $4 in there, you ain't getting that 11 cents back. And what it forced you to do is set up an account. So we on our computers we can set up an account and attach it to the machine so that you can always get your change back in some form in a car on that car, one of those cards, or you just have it on your account. But the interesting part is now with that whole account, which is a new thing, they got a fingerprint reader on there. So we went from a little card to then not giving you your change back to now they got these the newer machine that we have has a thumbprint on it, so you can link your account to your handprint. So again, all of that being said, this is conditioning, right? It's all conditioning. I want to show you this one last picture that this brother Karab sent in the group chat. Looks like an Instagram post, but it says, "Please place right wrist or forehead near sensor to get temperature reading before walking through." And again, that's all conditioning, man. All conditioning for what they have coming down the pike, which is that chip. So I want to I'll read Revelations last, but let me go here because it says this. It says at least this. I'm sorry. 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, "Least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." Right. So when you have an opponent, right? Say matter of fact, let me look up that word Satan real quick. See if it says what I think it says. Okay. By or under. So what I want to do, let's see, let's try it this way. I want to see if they'll give us the definition I'm looking for real quick. Uh, the chief evil spirit, the great adversary. This is what I was looking for. The great adversary of humanity, the devil, right? So when you have an adversary, right? When you have an opponent, if you will, right? What do, right? So when you if you're a basketball fan or really any sports fan, it's maybe except I don't know if they do it in baseball. That'd be weird, right? But they always watch film of their opponents, right? And the reason why they do that is so they can know their opponent's habits. Okay, they want to know. Okay, if when we defend this way, what does the player do, right? When we react to that, how does the player adjust, right? What does he do in these scenarios? What does he do when there's 10 seconds left? What does he do when they're inbounding from a free throw, or what do they do when they inbound from a made shot, or like in football, what does the quarterback see when he's looking at cover two, and how does he react to that? And they watch this film so that their opponent doesn't get an advantage over them, right? So they can all advantages are removed because now I know this team's habit. Now I know this player's habit, and all the advantages are removed, and the playing field is leveled, right? So this is why this is the theory, right, behind the like I always wondered like why in college they it's like one and done, but in the NBA they'll do like a 7 game series. And the reason is like that 7 game series, right? It's a battle of the minds, the battle of these two coaches to see how they can move players and adjust to different sets, so that they can to see who's the better mind on the court, right? And that's what the point from for a 7 game series is, right? And when you watch that film, you learn that opponent, right? After every game, you say, okay, when we did this, he did that, so let's do this next time. So Satan is our opponent, right? And we got to know these different devices that he has, so that he can't get an advantage over us. And that's what this is right now. This is instead of a national coin shortage, it should be called a national conditioning, because that's what's happening. A national conditioning, and really an international conditioning for the things that they have coming down the pike, which is most importantly the chip. All right, so let me go here, and the reason why I pulled this up is because again we're in a battle, right? So this is Ephesians 6:10. It says, "Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of His might. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil." Right? You know what? Let me look up this word wiles. See what that is. Oh, it's methodia, which is like a.
Strong's G 3180, methodia. Methodia.
Right, which sounds a lot like method. Oh, see, there it is right here. Sounds a lot like method, right? Cunning arts, deceit, craft, trickery, right? So this is his methods, right? When he says the wiles of the devil, you got to know his methods. What is his plan? What is he doing? How does he work, right? So again, like, reading that verse again, it says, "Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." Right? Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Right? So this is basically a film session for us, right? Where we're keeping track of what Esau's plans are, so that we understand what's going on, right? And this is why it says, let me go here. Wisdom and knowledge be displayed in Isaiah 33:6. I thought it would just give me the go right to it. I didn't realize there were so many right here. This is Isaiah 33:6. It says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure, right? So that wisdom and knowledge, right, is a part of it is knowing what Esau's plans are, right? Right. If you know what your opponent's plans are, you can plan for it, right? To some degree, we all know that it's all through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, but to some degree, you can plan for it, right? And you can and you can make sure that your mind is prepared for this thing. So now you say, okay, they got this temperature scanner going on, and now they got the right hand and the forehead thing going on, so they're getting closer and closer to the chip. And the elder Adam had asked me this question too. He said, so when they start, getting busy, real busy, what you gonna do about your job? And I said, listen, bro, and I'm sure most brothers feel the same way. I'm gonna ride the wave until they say I can't work there no more. With like if I don't get a like say let's say they say you got to get a vaccination. I asked this too at my job. We be having um, these meetings where the different they'll have like a different group of like 8 employees, and they'll have a meeting, and they'll ask them, and it just basically gives the employees a chance to gripe. And I said, look, man, there's a lot of stuff going on. I said, in a case where um, the nation says we got to be vaccinated to be in public places, I said, will people be in danger of losing their jobs if they decide that they want to refuse those vaccinations? And everybody looking around at each other. And I said, look, I said this. I mean, I know it sounds far fetched, but I mean, it's a possibility that this is what the country requires. So when the country does, or if the country does, are we gonna follow suit? Are you gonna make people leave this place because they don't get vaccinated? And the plant manager, he answered it as best as he could, but they don't know the wiles of the devil. They don't know the wiles of the devil, that methodia. So they don't know that this is gonna happen. They don't know that this thing is gonna go on, right? So again, we gotta have that wisdom and knowledge of what Satan is doing, right? So that we can have a little bit of mental stability. All right. So this is I'm gonna go here. Of course, we gotta go to Revelations, right? Because this is what they're conditioning us for. Okay, so this is Revelations 13, and I'll start at 16, just to get right to it. It says, and he calls up all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, right? So you're not going to be able to take part in this society, right? This land, this world that we living in, if you're not in compliance, right? So it's all conditioning, and it's all prep for this time, right? This Esau is getting ready to make his move. Like I said in my last show, that he is going to use this coronavirus thing, and he's going to let it carry him into that chip, man. Because there's been a lot of different things that have gone on that, like, because like when you go search up Verifone, and all of these different like credit card machines, and now you can scan your phone on the machines. Like, we've always been being conditioned for this time, but now they're going to use this coronavirus thing to ride them right into the wave, right? Or as the wave to ride them um, onto the shore, so to say, right? So with that, hopefully that was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bashem Hakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Honor and salutations to the elect. And with that, I say shalom.